I don't think anybody wants to be a hero. You don't go into it with that idea. When I see what other people have done, I can't compare with what I did in the service. So I wish I could have done more. I wish that some of my friends were still alive.
Why do you think it's so important that we capture these stories?
I think it's important because it's a matter of history. I mean, eventually this is going to be lost if it's not recorded.
We appreciate all of our veterans at Plantation Village. I think you know how special we think you are. This is a particularly special time for us. But you're going to see that there are stories about the people that you live with. These are your neighbors. These are not all stories about combat veterans. These are everyday life stories about what people have experienced. This is an example of the coffee table book that we are going to produce, Answering the Call, the Story of Everyday Valor.
I thought it was very, very important to capture their stories, especially since one of them is my father.
We hope, at least I hope, I assume all of us do, that some of our relations will buy a copy or 2 or 3 or 10 or 20 or whatever. The more the better. To me, that's keeping this thing rolling, so to speak.
Becky and I got to talking about this project, and really what attracted me to helping her write Answering the Call was this idea that these are stories that will be lost in a couple years.
We've actually been spending about the last 8 months working on this project, capturing these stories, interviewing these veterans.
And being someone who's told veteran stories before, I understand that the importance of telling these stories and the importance of capturing these moments.
Everybody wanted to be a pilot, but there were plenty of candidates for pilots, and they thought I would be better off going into submarine service because they were losing so many ships and so many crews, and they needed a lot of replacements there. So we were, toward the end, we were lined up for going into Tokyo Harbor, and that's when I began dropping the big ones on Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
History has always been a passion of mine. When Kevin told me what the project was, I thought it would be very important for us to preserve this history. As a former teacher, I know that a lot of these stories do get lost, and especially in textbooks, so I think it's important to have a lot of different mediums for not just students, but anyone to kind of remember not only where these people have been, but also where this country's been.
I guess I was 16 at the time, in 1942, when this thing happened. And it just, we were losing the war at the time. The Japanese had taken over the Philippines and Guadalcanal, and they had beat the hell out of us at Pearl Harbor, and everybody was down. And then this guy went and bombed Tokyo took a bomber and got off a damn aircraft carrier, which was a miracle in itself, and bombed the hell out of them. Well, the tenor of the nation was so different as a result of that. We were way down, and when he did that, I mean, we were completely revitalized. And as a kid, this thing really enthralled me. I was 16, and I tried to join, but I couldn't. They wouldn't. I was too young. So when I was 17, I joined and went in the Navy, because that's where this was. And the rest is history. You know, I got out in 1946. I was about 2.5 years on a destroyer.
This is such an important project. We have got so many wonderful World War II veterans at Plantation Village, and to be able to actually see this in print it's a dream come true for us.
It's necessary that people know our story and that we fought for what we believed in. And it's just, it's hard to believe that so many years have gone by, and a lot of people in this country don't realize what happened at that time and what we went through.